We're continuing in Likutay Moharan Tinyona, Torah Daled, at the end of Siman Zayin. Ulfam nisgaber bechinas metzach hanachash before. Dahainoi de ish protein. Sometimes the power of metzach hanachash takes over in action, specifically through a specific person. And what it means is sheyonik chochmasum metzach hanachash, that specific person will draw his wisdom directly from metzach hanachash, who shorish chochmas hateva, who mar b'chochmasu shakol pi hateva. We said the metzach hanachash is the root of science, and then a person, when he's attached to this root of science, he's going to show, once he's drawing his wisdom from there, his wisdom will come to show that everything is for natural reasons. Chas v'shalom. So sometimes it goes into a person who's going to prove science, and sometimes the metzach hanachash could go into a person, a chacham shebekdusha, hechacham shebekdusha. The chachma zu shel metzach hanachash mascheles likonos imo mi'iyun li'iyun. And this wisdom of metzach hanachash, which is a tameh type of intelligence, which is trying to show that things are not they're not coming directly from Hashem, they start going with him from one study to the next. These principles, principle of nature. And nature is the reason. Until it goes with him into a very, very fine type of study, fine type of understanding, wisdom, until this chacham shebekdusha will want to, or the chachma itself will want to put a blemish, he'll want to put a blemish in the root of the ratzon, meaning that Hashem is the complete and only ruler and creator, and Hashem's ratzon is what rules the world. And he'll want to be kufr there and to disagree with or go against this principle, chas v'shalom. Ki ein ratzon klal chas v'shalom, and he'll draw this chacham shebekdusha, this wise man, who's, even though he's holy, it'll try to draw him and bring him to be kufr in the fundamental principle that Hashem rules the world through his own ratzon completely. And he'll try to come to say maybe that there is a fundamental principle of chiyuv hateva. So this is a thing that does happen, that could happen. And you should know that this metzach hanachash, this power of metzach hanachash draws from ziknei ador, from the old people, from the people that have long, that live long in the generation, meaning the older people in the generation. But specifically kishein ben b'shleimus, specifically when they don't have perfection, as we're going to see what type of perfection they're going to be missing. Mizeh yonik metzach hanachash. From this, the metzach hanachash is yonik. And now, as we mentioned, the one that we mentioned above is yonik from this. Ki zakon ze kana chachma. Because a zaken, we're going to explain what pagam the zakenim have, and how metzach hanachash draws its power from them. Ki zaken is ze kana chachma. Zaken, the Gemara says, Kedushin, that zaken means, or is like a Rosh Tevos almost, for ze kana chachma. Zayin is for ze, and kana is for kana. And it's referring to chachma, that it was kana chachma. V'tzarich ha'adam, and every person, needs kol zman shemazkin kol ma shenitosef uvalo yom miyimei chayev lohosi b'chol yom v'yom sheba'achar kach tosefes or v'kedusha v'das. Every person, as he gets older, he has to add kedusha v'das. He has to get more kodesh, has to bring more light of kedusha, more light of knowledge of Hashem and recognition of Hashem all the time. As the Rabbi said, Ziknei Talmidei Chachamim kol zman shemazkinim daitam misyasheres aleim. As the Rabbi said also, in the Mishnah, Kinim, it says in contrast to to people who don't study Torah, those who study Torah, as they get older, their mind is more settled, and they have more Yeshuv Das, and we said Amaratzim, as they get older, people who don't study Torah, as they get older, their mind gets more unsettled. Because every single day we have to add more Kedusha and more Das. We have to have more knowledge of Hashem every day that goes on. So as we get wiser, as we get older, we should get more wise and more knowledgeable and more settled in our knowledge. כמו שכתוב, ויקרא אלוקים לאור יום, שכל יום צריך להאיר ביוסר כנ"ל. It says in the pasuk, V'ikra Elokim L'or Yom, and Hashem called the day, he called the light day, meaning that every single day we have to have more light. Since the day is light, I guess every day comes is another light, and we have to take that light and use it, or take it into us. I'm not exactly sure what the drasha is from this pasuk. That could be what he's saying. Aval, כשהזקנים מאריכים יום שבדור פוגמים את ימיהם, ואינם מוסיפים אור קדושה ודас בכל יום ויום. However, when the older people, I guess, according to this, it could even be that anybody is an older person. We all get older every day. But it seems to be referring to specifically the old people, that when they are pogim and esimim, when they damage their days by not adding kedusha v'das every single day and not going up and up every single day, mizeh yonak metzach hanachash chochmas hateva kan ana. From this, the metzach hanachash gets its power. Now, it could be a number of things here that it could be specifically talking about the older people, just that it's not specifically, but also it's the main time when people have this. Could be when they're older. Could be a more common, when they're young, when people are younger, they're changing more, they're developing more. So maybe it's less likely. But MS, any of us could be. We all could be old people. Old doesn't necessarily have to be old in age, but it could be old, like we said before. The Gemara says, "Zaken is zekan chachma." If a person is kon chachma, so he is a zaken. So those people who are studying and doing mitzvahs, we all have to be adding kedusha v'das. We all have to be coming closer and closer to Hashem in every day. And any day that we don't come closer and closer to Hashem, that we don't add kedusha v'das, that we could be in this bechin, we could be giving power to the metzach hanachash, as we're going to explain how this happens. So we shouldn't think that it's just the old people that have to work on this, but it's also the young people. Also, young people should not be old. Ki menefilas hayamim shel zikanim, from the lost days of the zikanim, when the zikanim don't build themselves up more and more every day, asher in daita misyasheves kanal, where their knowledge is not settling inside of them, mipigam hadas hazeh shel ilu hazikanim yonag metzach hanachash shuchal masatev. From this pigam hadas, that the zikanim don't have tikkun hadas because they were not adding kedusha every single day. From this, the metzach hanachash draws power from. And the das chochma teva, and the chochma teva, then the knowledge of chochmas teva, the knowledge of science, gets more strong. Shekofrim barotzan idei nefilas hadas v'yamim, and the kofir in the rotzan of the absolute rule of the rotzan of Hashem through the nefila of the das v'yamim that shenofel mezkinim maricha yamim she'ena karai kanal. They took the power of the lost days of the zikanim, of the older people that don't get older in a kosher, in a proper way. They don't add kedusha and das every single day, and it takes this power and it uses this power to be to get stronger. Uses the power of the lost days that the Marich Yamim lost. V'zeh b'chinas katzar yamim Sova Rogas. And this is the Bechina of short, the Yov it says short days, and Sova I think means satisfied, Rogas satisfied in anger. Hainu Shtim Bechinas Hanal, these two Bechinas, Kotzer Yamim, short days, Ze Bechinas HaZikenim She'enim Karoi, which is the Bechina of the Zikenim that are not fitting, they don't get old properly. She'enim Asifim Kedusha V'das B'chol Yom, and they don't add Kedusha and Das every single day. Sheze Iker HaZikna, which is that is what it means. That is Iker Zikna V'arichas Yamim. They don't do the Arichas Yamim, meaning they're old physically. They get older every single day, but they're not spiritually old. Spiritually old means that he used his opportunities and he used his Kedusha that came to him in the aura that came to him every day, and he was he used it and he fixed it and he added to his own Kedusha, to his own light. According to Kabbalah, there's an inyan that there are certain nitzotos. There are certain nitzotos of Kedusha every single day that come to a person, or that happen at every single day, and every day it's a different nitzotos. So when a person does a mitzvah, today he's not doing the same mitzvah that he did yesterday. He's doing it on different nitzotos, and therefore every day, every mitzvah is not like another mitzvah. Every mitzvah is pulled on different nitzotos, and every day has a specific set of nitzotos that he has for that day. So here we see that inyan specifically in Kabbalah, the same idea that the Rebbe is speaking about here, that there is a specific Or in Kedusha to add every single day. And this is what it means to be old. This is what it means to be old and have length of days. Kana. When the Zkenim don't live properly and don't add Kedusha V'das every day, this is the idea of short days, because the Maisa, even though they have many hours in their days, many days they went through on the clock, but they really had short days. They weren't filling their days with substance. And from this, the Metzach HaNachash is Yonik. We said from what they were not metaking, what they should have been metaking. Shu Hefech Metzach HaRotzon, and this is the opposite of Metzach HaRotzon, Shezeh Sovarogos. This is satisfied in, or svar, filled with anger. Hefech HaRotzon, which is the opposite of Rotzon, which we said also is appeasement. Rotzon, we said, to be meratze somebody in Hebrew means to appease somebody. So we see that Rotzon is also appeasing, and anger is the opposite of, is when a person is not appeased. Kana. When the Zkenim are doing what they're supposed to, and they are marichi yamim b'kedusha, and they do add tosefes das v'kedusha every single day, so then the revelation of Hashem's Ratzon gets stronger. Zaken u'nasu panim, shaydei zaken v'shebekdusha misgaber ratzon. So it says in Yeshaya, the zaken nasu panim, that he was old and he was nasu panim. I'm not sure how the Rebbe is darshaning out from this pasuk that nasu panim means, I guess, ritzui, that Hashem is meratze. Hashem accepted. Nasu panim means like to be accepting or easygoing, and that's a bechin of ratzon, as opposed to rogas, the anger, which is the opposite of ratzon. Shaydei zaken shebekdusha misgaber ratzon. Through zaken shebekdusha, the ratzon is nisgaber. Shu bechinas nesui panim, ki nesius panim u bechinas ratzon. K'mo shamar Elisha Yehoram, and nesui panim is nesius panim, like turning to a person and facing him in a proper way, and facing him nicely, is the concept of Ratzon also. As we see that Elisha said to Yehoram, Lulei pnei Yoshafat ani nose, imabit elecha v'im ere shelisha lohe shum Ratzon li'roam. That in this particular case, Elisha did not have any desire to see Yehoram, or any desire for Yehoram. Only through Nesius Panim Shel Yoshafat, only through the ritzui of Yoshafat that he appeased him. Through this, he accepted and he was willing to go with him. or to be with him. Nimtza, shenisius panim u'bechinas rotzen. So we see Rabbi's darshaning out. Again, I'm not so sure exactly, I'm not familiar with these psukim so much. We have to look up and see exactly what the story was by Yehoshaphat and Elisha. But in any case, there was an appeasement there, and the Rebbe is proving from here, from the appeasement that was there, and they used the lashon of Nisui Panim, that Nisius Panim is the concept of Ratzon. Zebechinas Nasu Panim Kanal, this is the concept of Nasu Panim. Zebechinas Zaken Nasu Panim, and this is how he explains the pasuk, how everything fits in.